Okay, good afternoon, friends. So today we are going to see the chapter number 7, unit number 7 of business ethics chapter, social responsibility of business. Social responsibility and business that we are going to see today. Okay, before looking at this chapter, we just have to know the dealing with the business over here, business social responsibility. So we should know the meaning of business properly. That is the requirement, and we also have to know proper conditions of it. Okay. So what do you mean by business? First of all, that we are going to see over here, and after that we are going to see the social responsibility of business. Okay. Business, we can say it refers to those economic activities which are connected with the production or a purchase and a sale of goods and services, goods and supply of services with the main object of earning profit. People engage in business, earn income in a form of profit. Okay, then profession include those activities which require special knowledge skills to be applied usual in their occupation. Okay, such activities are generally subject to guidelines or a code of conduct laid down by profession bodies. Okay, so this is the common thing of the business. Okay, now for example, doctors are profession who are in the medical profession and are subject to a rate of medical council of India, are concerned a professional body, right? Now I will give you one more example, the example of lawyer. Okay, lawyer are engaged in a legal profession governed by the bar council of India. Accountant belong to the accounting profession and are subject to the regulation and the institutions of Chartered Accounting of India. Okay. Employment refers to the occupation in which people work for others regularly remunerated in return. Employed by the other are less employees. Thus, people who are in factories and receive wages and salaries are in the employment of factories owners and are employees of the factory. Similarly, people who work in the offices or for banks, insurance company, or government department are in the employment, maybe a managers, assistant, clerk, peon, or security guards. Okay. So these are the types of business activity which include business. Okay. So you have understood the concept of business, right? So let us discuss little bit of it. The term business is derived from the word busy. Okay, right? Where the business word came, it is a term of busy. Thus, business refers to being busy. However, in a specific sense, business refers to any occupation in which people regularly engage in activities with a view to earning profit. These activities may consist of production or purchase of goods and services, or exchange of goods, or a supply of services to satisfy the need or other people. Since the main objective of business is to earn income or a profit through business dealings, it is an economic activity. Okay, business may thus be defined as many economic activities in a continuous basis, which involves production or purchase of goods and services, and sale and transfer of exchange of goods and the supply of services at a profit. So this is the concept of business. Okay, now let us discuss the implications of business. Okay, business is an integrated part of society, produce goods and services for society. Okay, and it offers and it offers them for a sale of people in that society. Unless the goods are satisfied and satisfactory and preferred by people, they will not buy the goods. Therefore, the business first has to create a customer for itself and from the society in which it exists. Okay, economic forces also play an important role in creating markets, but it is basically the business which has to identify needs and satisfy customers. Okay, so the customer determine what a business is. Customer, by paying for a good and a services, provide revenue or a profit, converting economic resources into wealth and things into goods. Okay, so in business there are a lot of factors which comes under the business. Okay, profit earning is also one of the part of the business. Dealing in profits and services on a regular basis is also one of the part of business. Uncertainty and return of business risks is also one of the part. sell or exchange of goods and services for the satisfaction of human needs is also one of the part of the business. So these are the important part of the business. So the economic activity of business is to earn profit, market standing, innovation. Innovation is also very much important part of it. And then business based possible use of alternative resources, right? See, India is a country which is having a lot of resources with them, but we need to understand that which resources is utilized by which hands. And the resources are scarce, so you have to utilize it in a proper way, in an alternative way, so that you will get an alternative resources also. So these are the important factor through which we can able to understand the business and the objectives and the concept and characteristics of business. Okay. Every business is expected to aim of making the best use of man, machine, materials, and money, which is the scarce resources, right? Money is also limited. Human resources also a limited part. Machinery is also limited. Materials is also limited. So you have to make a proper utilization of it, right? Thus, objective is to achieve by employing efficient people to use and maintain and making a full use of machines, reducing wastage of material, and allocating as well as spending money with due regard to the benefits to be derived. Okay, natural resources which are not specially recycled or renewable, like forest, which is produce timber, minerals, cooking coals, are not used in indiscriminary or in non-essential purpose. Wherever possible, ways and means should be found to make a best use of these wastage products and may be commercially beneficial. Okay, so this is the base concept of business. Now we are going to discuss the sustainable development. Okay, business sustainable development. As I have told you the definition of business. Okay, for the business enterprises, sustainable development means adopting business strategies and activities that meet the need of the enterprises and its stockholders today, while protecting, sustaining, and enhancing the human and natural resources that will be needed in the future. Okay, the definition captures the spirit of the concept as specially proposed by the World Commission and on Environment and Development. It recognizes that economic development must meet the needs of the business enterprises and its stockholders. The latter include stockholders, lenders, customers, employees, suppliers, and communities who are affected by the organizational activities, and also highlight business dependence on human and natural resources in addition to physical and financial capital. It emphasizes on economic activity must not irreparably degrade or destroy these natural and human resources. Okay, the definition is intended to help the business director apply the concept of sustainable development for their own organization and the development of the society as well. Okay, so over here, they are focusing all the groups, all the environmental factors as well. Business is not just earning profit. Business is also a part of other things as well. Okay, however, it is important to as emphasize the sustainable development cannot be achieved by single enterprises. Okay, in isolation, sustainable development is perhaps psychological to every participant in the global economy, including consumers and government must subscribe. If we are to meet today's need without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own. Okay, implications of business. Now we are going to deal with the implication of business. It has become a niche that environmental problems are sustainable and economic growth contributes to them. A common response is a stricter environmental regulation and often inhibits growth. Okay, the result that can be trade-off between the healthy environment and on the one hand and healthy growth on the other hand. As a consequence, opportunity for the business may be considered. Okay, however there are some forms of development that are brought environmentally or sustainably sustainable. They leads not a trade-off but also to improve environment together that develop that does not draw down our environmental capital. Okay, so these are the implications of business. Together, the development of those of the that does not draw down our environmental capital. Now, see, So before going to this part, I just want to give a few common sense and common beneficial part of the society. Now, see, if you want to start a business, definitely you have to take a permission from the government, but you also have to give certain contribution to the society as well, right? Because the society which we are living over here, you need to see that the societal growth should be maintained in a proper way, right? So what you need to do, you have to provide a good sustainable development facilities to the society as well. Okay, now see, you are helping the society by generating the revenue as well as by providing an employment opportunity to the people those who are located in their area, right? So you are giving such kind of growth to the society as well, but you also have to see the other parts as well. Okay, the other parts which include the growth and development of the nation and the sustainable development includes lots of factors as we have discussed earlier. It is the healthy environmental factors occur, environmental and sustainable socially development as well. So you have to see that the environment doesn't get affected by any business, right? Because sometimes due to the air pollution, sound pollution, the environment get affected and the society get affected a large from it, and it is a bad impact on the society as well. So you should keep in mind while starting any kind of business, it should not be harmful for the society and the people those who are living in the society, right? So you have to keep in mind all this stuff. Then the next one is the practical consideration. See, they have given a practical or example of this sustainable development part, right? Then positive signs to change. Now there are a lot of positive signs which they have given. Okay, we are going to see one by one of it. Okay, in the book they have given a lot of example. See, they have given the example of plastic, gas, and electronic. They have also given the example of McDonald's, right? They have also given a lot of examples to where we can understand that how the sustainable development can occur with the positive change in the economic cooperation and consideration and economic development as well. So now we are going to see the enhancing management system, right? In the book, they have given the concept of sustainable development, which needs to be incorporated into the policy and the process of the business if it is follow the sustainable development principle. This does not mean the new management methods need to be invented. Okay, over here they are giving two main areas of management system that must be changed with the consideration. Okay, the greater accountability and non-traditionally stockholders, continuous improvement of the reporting practices. Okay, they have also given the example to perform the stockholders analysis. Now see why they have given this example, because the stockholders, who are the stockholders, they are the investors in the company, right? So they provide the interest to the company's growth and development. Now over here, a company exists is directly linked with the global environment as well as the community in which it is based. So carrying out with the interest, the company must maintain a respect to the human dignity and strive towards the society in a global environment is protected. At the beginning of the century, company strategy is directed primarily towards the earning example return of shareholders and investors. Business were not expected to achieve any other social or environmental objective. Exploitation of natural and human resources were the norms in many industries, and a lack of regard it as a well-being of the community in which the enterprise operate. In fact, in short, cooperation were accountability only in the owners today. Business enterprises in developed countries operate, it is in a more complicated and more regulated environment. Okay, now see, over here we are also going to see the set of sustainable development policies and objectives. The next objective is to articulate the basic values that the enterprise expect in employees to follow with respect of sustainable development, to set the targets of the operating performance. Senior management is responsible for formulating the sustainable development policy for its organization for establishing specific objectives. Sustainable development means more than the environment. It is a social elements as such as elevation of poverty and distributional equity. Okay, it also takes account economic consideration that may be absent strictly in the environmental viewpoint. Now see, for the sustainable development, they have also written such policies and objectives. Okay, these objectives are helpful for the upbringing and the effectiveness for the society's well-being, right? And these policies is also very much helpful for the environmental growth and development, right? Today we are living in a society where we can see the greenery area, and deforestation kind of things is happening a lot. So we need to strive to it, and we need to, see to it that the afforestation should be increased as compared to deforestation, right? Cutting trees are harming animals, and creating more air pollution or water pollution or sound pollution is really a bad impact on the society. So even in the economic point of view also, it is going to be very much dangerous and harmful, right? The people, those who are living over there, they can also get affected by this, right? Their health issue can be occur in a very large way. So we need to understand that this kind of thing should not be happen in future. So for that reason, we have to understand this concept drastically, and we need to take a proper action on it for making a proper implementation in a positive manner, right? Design and execute the implementation plan. Okay, whatever the plan they have set it up by the, it may be by the government or the business organization. They have to make a proper implementation of it. Okay, managing this type of organizational change require leadership from senior management, the board of directors, the chief executive officer, and the others senior executive must be actively involved in the process. They may lead by example or a set of a tool for the rest of the organization. Okay, right? Some organization have ongoing consultation arrangement with stockholders, which facilitate this process. There is a little point of embarking on the program by to meet stockholders need without first consulting stockholders to ascertain what those needs are. It is also important to determine any modification that should be made to the organization system and process in order to enhance the day-to-day activities and perform in a manner that is consistent with these objectives. Okay. Now the societal point of view, as we see from the societal point of view, we can see that there are a lot of factors. There are a lot of factors which are helpful for the society. Now, see, the government is also taking a 5-year plan, right? A 5-year plan in which they have giving in each 5-year plan they are giving such kind of beneficial things for the societal development, right? Because only providing employment opportunities, only making infrastructure development of a particular region or making urbanization of the sector is not handy enough. You should also see to it that the society which is living over there, are they getting benefit by it fully? Because there are other factors also, right? Such as environmental afforestation, right? So these are the factors which is being most helpful for the societal growth and development, right? So we need to understand that thing also. Okay, then develop supportive corporate structure, corporate culture, definitely to ensure in order to ensure that the organization and its people having their backing up to the sustainable development policies and appreciation. Corporate culture is essential in a process of implementing sustainable development or environmental management possibility. Okay, many companies have experienced a kind of organizational renewal. Okay, the increased participation of employees not only generate practical ideas but also increase enthusiasm in the program itself. Most of customers and the employee enjoy being a part of the organization that is committed to operating a socially responsible manner. Implementing a sustainable development objective will probably require managers to change their attitudes. Okay, this may be accomplished only after retraining. Okay, for example, some executive may feel that there is a sole responsibility is to maximize the wealth of the environmental entrepreneur owners, right? So we are going to discuss this part. See, if you are an employee of the organization, you just doing the work which is which is a requirement thing, but there should be an overall development also. So what the manager of the company will do, they will try to provide you a lot of other activities also to get the knowledge of outside of the world also, and the practical knowledge also. This is helpful for being a leader in future, right? So this kind of supportive corporate culture is also helpful for the customers, or we can say for the employees, those who are working in the organization, for their betterment, right? Because and employees also socially responsible for keeping their environment clean. Okay, it may be a corporate environment or it may be a societal environment. So in both the things, in both the manner, sustainable development create a huge impact over here. Now, see, India is called as a developing nation. Even today, also, it is called as a developing nation. I think near about 74 years has been went off. India got independence. But even though we are facing a lot of problem, right? Why it is so? Because at this stage also, some of the region of India is remain backward, right? It is not fully developed. Why it is so? Because the political person over there, he has not shown any kind of growth towards that. That's why the region became in a backward direction. So what we need to do, we need to see that the region should be developed, and how it can be done by a proper supportive corporate culture, right? We should have a proper supportive corporate culture. We should make a contribution for the sustainable development in this region, because that region is not a fully developed one. So we need to make a proper fund it over there. We need to make a proper cultural environment for the sake of upgradation of that particular region. We should make a proper urbanization. We should keep the industries over there. We should make a healthy environment over there. We should give proper training to the employees. We should also have to participate in their cultural and the traditional activities, so that the fruitful and the overall development of the customer, overall development of the employee as well as the companies come into the picture. And we should not make any kind of pollution kind of thing in a particular region, because air pollution, sound pollution, and the water pollution, that is really going to damage the environment, and it is also going to be badly affect to your health also. So you need to see that kind of things as well, right? So developed measure and the standard of performance. Definitely, the implementation of sustainable development objective and the preparation of meaningful reports on performance require appropriate means of measuring performance, right? Management control as well as external reporting depends in a part of availability of timing and information about the company operation. So we need to also understand this concept as well, because this is the very important concept, and this concept can be asked in your exam also. So you have to keep in mind about this thing as well. Now the next point that we are going to see is a proper reports. Okay, before that we are going to see how to measure this standard of performance. See, the information is generated might be right, unit in the actual performance is to be compared with the set targets. See, in the organization you will get a set target, but what you need to do, you need to try to achieve the target as much as you can. Okay, now society become not aware of the environmental issue and expert more pressure on pressure for action. Okay, government can be expected to take on a more influential role. It is a significant opportunity for the business sector to work with government and establishing performance measure and standards, and help develop reporting and monitoring system that are cost effective and which meet the needs of both the public and the business. Okay, then prepare reports. The next step of the process is to develop meaningful reports in the internal management and stockholders, outlining the enterprise sustainable development objective and comparing performance against them. Okay, director and the senior executive use internal reports to measure performance, make decisions, and monitor the implementation of the policies and strategies. Stockholders, creditors, employees, and the customer, as well as the public at a large, use external corporate reports to the performance on the organization. and to hold the directors and the senior executive accountable in achieving financial, social, and environmental objectives. Regulators and the government officials need to do the task by using the over expanding degree of disclose in order to enhance compliances and the other regulations. While financial reports continue to be fundamental components on or of corporate reporting, and now only one of many type of reports issued annually by the corporation. Okay, so you need to prepare a proper reports of it, and the internal management and the stockholders outlaying enterprise sustainable development objectives are comparing performance against them. Because see, your performance is definitely going to be needed for the purpose of sustainable development, right? Because you know the workers, those who are working in the organization, they are also very much interested. The shareholders, the creditors, the employees, and the customers, all of them are interested in your report, right? The company's report, because they are going to see how the companies are showing the performance, right? So the progress report is really definitely going to be a helpful part for the organizational development and growth. Okay. Now see, in this growth also, you know, there are lots of things has been prepared. Okay, over here you are going to know how much it is going to be harmful for the other factors also, such as I've given you the example before. Okay, the pollution kind of things, right? So in the report, each and every factors has been shown, and this progress report is going to be beneficial for the other person also. Those who are going to invest the money in the particular company, they're also going to see these factors also, whether it is going to be handy for the society or not. Because if the society discourage the company, definitely the company's growth is not going to be there in the future, right? Because society are the people those who are going to help the company by purchasing the product. If the company is not paying a proper attention to the customers, definitely that company is not going to show growth in future. So what we need to do, we need to make a proper sustainable development of each and every factor. Okay, in the progress report, each and everything has been properly mentioned. Okay, then enhance internal monitoring process. Okay, on the ongoing basis, it is important to develop the mechanism to help the directors and the senior management to ensure that the sustainable development policies are being implemented. Performance monitoring is well established as an important element of the environmental process. In many areas, it is directly linked to reporting. The key of any system effectiveness is whether the management monitors, operates, and outlet on ongoing basis. Monitoring can take many forms, such as reviewing reports submitted by middle managers, touring operating sites, and observing employees' performance of their duties. Okay, holding regular meetings with subordinates to view reports and to seek input on how the procedure and the reporting system might be improved. Implementing the environmental auditing program, organizing internal environmental audits is a practical way to monitor the implementation of management policies. For example, many organizations now perform internal audits to monitor and compliances with environmental policies and legislation. So all this area we need to understand. Then management leadership. Establishing sustainable development for objective systems and monitoring mechanism require leadership on the part of senior management and a commitment to continue improvement. Now, see, for the management leadership, this is the important factor. Okay, the manager, the leader, those who are there in the organization, they are going to handle the team. For the team handling purpose, the role of board of director is also very much important, because they are the person those who are appointing a manager for the organization, and the manager are the person those who are going to handle the team. So proper handling of team is very much important, right? How we are going to handle that, we need to see. Okay, then self-assessment. The first step of the business is adopting a sustainable development principle is to assess the current position. Management should know the degree in which company activities line up with the sustainable development program principles. It requires involving the management overall strategy. the performance and a specific operation in the effect of practical activities. This process should be compared with the company's current performance with the expectation of the stockholders. Okay, management philosophies and the systems should be reviewed. The scope of the public disclosure on the sustainability topics should be analyzed and the ability of the current system. Okay, so these are the important factors that you need to understand. Now, deciding the strategy. Okay, before going further, I just want to tell you that the strategy which the company is maintaining in the organization, it should be properly judged and properly implemented by the workers also, because the manager are the person those who are taking the responsibility from the board of directors, and he is the person those who are directing their supervisors. Supervisors mean in the sense of employees, right? Because he is a middleman who is taking the responsibility from the top level managers, and he is the person those who are guiding to their subordinates, okay, the employees. So over here, his decision strategy comes into the picture, right? He is the person those who are helping the organizational development, right? He is the person those who are taking the lead from the front. Okay, he is a person those who are helping the employees in a technical, as well as he is also going to support the workers for doing the work in a proper and effective manner. So he is a person those are looking at it. So he should be a good leader. He should be a good listener also, because listening skills should also be there, because sometimes employees are also getting a lot of suppose the employees are also getting a lot of issues, we can say, or a problem in working condition. So it's a responsibility of the middle level manager, those who are there in the organization, who should listen properly about the problems which is upcoming over there, and he are the person those who are telling to the superior person that these are the top level manager person, or the CEO, or we can say the board of directors, that this kind of things is happening in the organization, so we need some kind of changes. So on the basis of that, they can implement they can see they can decide the strategies. Okay, so proper plan, proper implementation of the strategies should be maintained. Okay, so these are the your seventh chapter. Okay, now corporate governance. Definitely in the upcoming lecture, we are going to discuss the corporate governance part also. Okay, corporate governance means what? It is a set of acceptable, transparent, ethical, responsible, uh, reasonable actions derived through the value system, having a large societal acceptability so as to achieve a version of organization. Okay, corporate government is also concerned with the developing and maintaining a balance between the economic and social goals of the organization, while also justified fulfilling the individual goals for the promoters of or and key investors. Okay, corporate governance means what? It is a set of acceptable, transparent, ethical, responsible, and reasonable action derived from the value system, having large societal acceptability to achieve the vision of the organization. Definitely. See, every organization, they are having some kind of vision, right? Or some kind of mission, we can say. See, now the organization is very small. I mean, the business is very small. So they are having a targeting within the 5 years, they are going to achieve that much of target. Within the upcoming 5 years, they are going to see more, achievement, right? So these are the possibility of the business growth. So how they can maintain it? By maintaining a proper transparent of their values, by maintaining or accepting a proper values, by ethical and the responsibility of the regional actions. So these are the important things in the corporate governance that we need to see. Now, see, the important role of corporate governance is to create vendors and the benchmark for the conduct of directors, and to ensure that they abide by their duties, responsibility, and obligation in the best of their interest of their shareholders, stockholders, employees, and society at large. Okay, corporate governance has an important relation aspect associated with coercive trust-based conduct between the managers, chief sectors, producers of equity, investors, and the promoters of the organization. Right? Yes, definitely we are going to see the corporate governance activities in a large scale. in the upcoming lecture, because at this stage, due to the time shortage, we cannot discuss each and everything of the corporate governance. But definitely in the upcoming lecture, we are going to see the meaning definition of the corporate governance, the need and importance of the corporate governance, right? Problems and the issues of the corporate governance, best practices of the corporate governance, conduct and action of directors and the boards, operational levels, reporting of the account level, all this we are going to see. The board and the corporate governance, that also we are going to see. We are also going to see the remaining part of the corporate governance as well. Okay, so these are the things that we are going to see in the upcoming lecture. We are also going to see the corporate governance theories and models. Definitely, there are few theories that we need to understand. The theory of stockholders, okay, stewardship agency theory, Schwartz theory, separation of ownership and control, corporate governance mechanism, Anglo-American model, German model, Japanese model, Indian model, right? The code of conduct of corporate, that also we are going to see in the upcoming lecture, right? Then we are also going to see the corporate social responsibility, that is called as CSR. Okay, corporate social responsibility, that also we are going to see in the upcoming lecture. Okay, so there are a lot of things which is remaining that we are going to see slowly. Okay, then there are other factors also that we are going to see, the corporate governance code. Okay, over here we are going to see the rules and regulation which has been established since the 19th century, that we are going to see. Okay, then we are also going to see the cooperation in the new world order and startups may be a new business that we are going to see in the 12th chapter. Okay, so these are the things which is remaining, okay, that we are going to see in the upcoming lectures. So at this stage, I think we have done a lot of things, right? We have understood a lot of things, and we are really trying our level best uh, to make you aware of the chapter corporate governance, right? So in the upcoming lecture, we are going to see the next chapter.